So what are you reading?
I'm reading Zoo by James Patterson.
Okay. And how far are you in it?
Page 286 out of... Oh, I actually don't know how many.
I know, I always have to go and look.
300...
395?
395, yeah. So...
Got over halfway? What are you thinking about it?
I mean, it's pretty intense. It's like very much a end of the world. Like
You swaying more like you're liking it?
I think I like it.
Okay.
I think.
Well, that's good. That's good. Oh, I gotta get my arm out. I'm about to finish A Girl's Guide to the Outback, so I'm excited. I have some thoughts on this, but we'll talk about it later.
I tried to kiss you with it.
Hi guys, so it is Sunday now, and I finished this book, A Girl's Guide to the Outback by Jessica Kate last night. Yeah, finished it last night. This was okay. I think I'm gonna give it like a 3.5. I didn't love it. I liked the Aussie content. It's set, well, most of it's set in Australia. It's not all set in Australia, but this is an Australian, I think, contemporary Christian romance author, so I liked the setting. I thought it was a little bit slow though, and I don't know, I felt like the faith content fell flat for me a little bit. Yeah. And you finished Zoo this morning, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you have in your hand?
Unimportant trash.
Did you like Zoo?
Yeah, I mean, it was a book.
Like,
I mean, yeah.
Such a weird angle. It was a book.
It was a book.
This book. And you're starting
I'm going to be starting a Monster Calls
Monster
by...
Calls next.
I don't remember that.
Patrick Ness.
Patrick Ness, thank you.
So I'm sorry, done with this yellow book, and I'm picking up another yellow book. So I'm going to be reading A Mysterious Benedict Society now. Well, I've already started it, but I'm only like 8 pages in, so yeah. We'll see. This is kind of a chunky middle grade book, though.
She's thick.
Yeah. This is almost 500 pages. Like 485 pages.
You got this. I believe in you. I'll just blur by.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing for today. Hi guys, so my girlies are in bed, and so I'm going to read a little bit before we watch some TV, and maybe I'll crochet, I'm not sure yet. But I am reading The Case for Christ by Lee Strobel right now. This is my Christian woman's I can never say this right in like the right order. My women's Christian nonfiction book club. This is what we're reading. I'm about 101 pages in. It's about 300 pages, so I'm about a third of the way. So I'm gonna get a little bit more of this read, and then I try to take it slower with nonfiction, especially Christian nonfiction. So I might switch over to this. I started this today, The Mysterious Benedict Society. It's by Trenton Lee Stewart. Very excited about this one. One of my friends recommended this to me. And it's interesting so far. I'm only 17 pages in, so we're gonna read that to some. And then me and my husband are probably gonna watch some Star Wars Rebels, and I might crochet during it. So I'm kind of feeling like I haven't done any crochet in a while, and I kind of feel like I might want to tonight, so we'll see. But yeah, let's get reading. Hi guys, so it is Monday, and I have been doing chores all morning for the most part. Drop. my camera. So I've been doing chores all morning. It is almost lunchtime, but I am going to go ahead and try to film some videos. I've got one of my TBR chopping block, what do I call it? Trimming my TBR. That's what it is, trimming the TBR. I need to film the end of that one so that I can get that up this week. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Hey, I'm so excited about this book. I just did my TBR for the next month. Don't be surprised, guys, if this ends on my TBR. Or maybe I'll just read it immediately. Read it before the end of this month. I don't know. This is so cute, though. This is like even cuter than it looked online. This is super cute. This is longer than I thought it was going to be, though. It's close to 400 pages. So, anyway, that's my little happy book mail that I was not expecting to get. I have been just sitting and reading more of Mysterious Benedict Society. I'm on chapter 4, I think. Page 67. And I read another couple pages in Case for Christ. Not a lot. I think only like 4 or 5 pages today. So yeah, I've mainly been doing chores all day, and I filmed some videos and stuff. So yeah. Also, I have bookshelves everywhere, guys. So they're everywhere here. But yeah, I was also probably gonna work on my book journals a little bit because I'm a little bit behind. I need to fill out some books and that, but gosh, this is so exciting. Oh my gosh. Woo! I'm so excited. Okay, that's all. I'm gonna go back to reading and admiring my new book. Hi guys, good morning. It's almost lunch, but good morning. It is Wednesday, and I realized I did not film anything yesterday. Guys, I was basically just doing chores most of the day. I did not get a whole lot of reading done at all. I did read, I think, maybe 2 chapters in the Benedict Society, or a Mysterious Benedict Society, if I'm saying that right. I think I'm about, oh gosh, I'm 100 and something pages in. I don't have it with me right now, but I have been up in the book room and I've been cleaning, because basically we cleaned all of our like book area, but then there was this whole other side of the room, so I've been cleaning that. But my husband also put up, because he's going to work late today, so I'm doing combo cleaning. But my husband did put up our shelves in our bedroom, so let me show you that real quick. So these are the shelves, just tiny 2 little hanging shelves he put up in here, and I basically am putting my physical TBR for like the month. So this is the month of July here. Of course, I'm going to be reading the rest of the Hunger Games book too, but I didn't bring them in. And then I have a little book stopper here with a beautiful verse and all of my annotating stuff. I don't use this often because I don't annotate in a lot of books, but they're pretty. I love them, and you know, I enjoy what I do get to. So that's what I've been doing this morning, but not a ton of reading. Honestly, I feel like this this reading vlog is like right after I got out of a book slump, so I feel like I'm still a little bit slower in my reading. So don't be surprised if I only end up getting 1 or 2 more books done in this, but yeah, we will see. Sorry, I love this. I love this wooden design too. It's very pretty, but yes. Hi guys, it's Thursday night and I'm almost done with this. Oh my gosh, so much has happened. finished it, guys. Gosh, I don't even know what to say about this book. This was fun though. It's a big book for like middle grade, which I'm actually not sure. Is this middle grade? It kind of felt a little bit like higher elementary, maybe. I'm trying to see if it has like an age range on it, because some of them do and some of them don't. I'm not seeing anything. I don't know, but I liked it. It's not like one of my all-time favorites, you know, like it didn't just like blow me away or anything like that. I'm kind of going back and forth between a 3.5 and a 3.75. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time reading it, and I was quite shocked by quite a few things. Like, I feel like even though it was like I wasn't guessing certain things, oh my goodness, Constance, the thing that is revealed about her at the very end, what? Oh my gosh. And then Mulligan too, his thing, I was so happy about that one. So I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm kind of going back and forth between those two, because I don't quite feel like it was a 4-star, and maybe that was just because, you know, it is middle grade. It's a bit like higher elementary, middle grade type of thing, you know, nothing too crazy. Like, it was enjoyable, but it just, I don't know, it wasn't anything amazing. And I have, like, you know, I've read other stories and stuff like this, but I don't know, I am like interested because I guess there's more books, and I'm kind of like, I guess it, yeah, because it kind of wrapped up in the one book, but also like left it to where you could have more stories. So I don't know, I'm glad I read this though. Heard a lot about it, and apparently, I hate how they do this, it's not a sticker that I can scrape off, but apparently it is a Disney Plus original series. So if you've seen the series and it's any good, let me know. But I love this book. I love how big it is. Like, just being able to flop it is good. It's very floppy. Love it. So yeah, our second book down for this video. Let's see if I can finish at least one more before the end of the week. Hi guys, it is Friday night. I have not been feeling very well today, but I have been reading The Case for Christ this evening. I read a little bit earlier, but not too much. I just finished 2 more chapters. I'm on chapter 9 now, 169 pages in, a little over halfway. I gotta finish this in like 2 days, so like I'm trying to track, but there's also just so much that I'm like underlining and highlighting. And guys, this is such an interesting book. I feel like it just like, it shines a lot of like light onto like certain things that I didn't even know some people like debated, or like, I don't know. I just one of the things that we just went over, that he just went over, is that like a whole bunch of people think that Jesus was just like crazy lunatic because he claimed to be God and all this stuff, because he's going through all these different things and he's interviewing different people for it. And so he thinks to go and interview a psychiatrist? No, psychologist. Is that right? Psychologist. Psychology. Psychological. Yeah, psychological evidence. So, and to like see like, you know, was Jesus crazy? Like, what was his mental state by like all the evidence that we have? And I was just like, that's just not something that I would have ever thought of doing, like, ever. So that's like really cool. I feel like there's like extra things. And I also like the author Lee Strobel. He's like, he I'm not sure if he still is, but he was like a journalist. So there's a lot of like interesting like little quibs and stuff like that of like our justice system and how some stuff works and stuff. And he like relates that to how he set up this interview and how he like thought and had to go through all these things. So I like that aspect too, and I think that's kind of cool. And he's kind of been giving like little cases in his past that he's either been a part of or heard of or been a part of in some indirect way or whatnot, to kind of like line up why he's now doing this interview, or like what this has to do with like how he's conducting this, or why this is important to the case. So it's really interesting in that aspect. But yeah, we are a little over halfway. I know it doesn't look like it, but there's like this last little bit is not actually the book. It's like a bunch of extra material. So I need to finish this though. I got like 2 days, guys. I can do this. I can do this. Yeah. I got a package. And there is some non-book stuff in here, but there is a book I'm excited about. So I'm going to open it and make sure I show you. And it's at top. So yay. Oh my gosh. This was my favorite book last month and possibly my favorite book of the year so far. I'm so excited about this. I'm gonna have to reread it and annotate this whole thing. So, yes. If you haven't checked out the book, guys, you need to. So, God, it smells good. Good and floppy. I mean, it's not too floppy, but like, it has a flop. It has a visible flop. So, it is Sunday night, and I finished this. I told you guys I was gonna finish it. I finished it by the end of the month, so yay. This was really good. This is really good. I think it is landing at a solid 4 stars for me though. Maybe 4.25, I don't know, maybe just 4. There was so much good stuff in here. I wanted to share a couple things with you guys though, because there were just a couple things that were like, oh, so good. And one, oh my goodness, one was like the best illustration I'd ever heard of this. Okay, so in chapter 9, the profile evidence, there is this whole like one little section about this disquieting question of hell. And this was the best way I'd ever like heard this explained, so I just really wanted to share some of this in here. And so obviously one of the biggest questions that like skeptics and agnostics, atheists, whatever, pull, and that I've heard in my life people ask is like, how could a loving heavenly father create an endless hell and over the centuries consign millions of people to it because they do not or cannot or will not accept certain religious beliefs, etc., etc., right? And so this is I think, what was his name? It's something Carson. Donald A. Carson, so D.A. Carson. This is going to be a little bit long, but I'm going to read this to you guys. It said, picture God in the beginning of creation with a man and woman made in his image. They wake up in the morning and think about God. They love him truly. They delight to do what he wants and their whole pleasure. They're rightly related to him and they're rightly related to each other. Then with the entrance of sin and rebellion into the world, these image bearers begin to think that they are at the center of the universe. Not literally, but that's the way they think, and that's the way we think. All the things we called social pathologies, war, rape, bitterness, nurtured envies, secret jealousies, pride, inferiority, complexes, are bound up in the first instances with the fact that we're not rightly related with God. The consequence is that people get hurt. From God's perspective, that is shockingly disgusting. So what should God do about it? If he says, well, I don't give a rip, he's saying that evil doesn't matter to him. It's a bit like saying, oh yeah, the Holocaust, I don't care. Wouldn't we be shocked if we thought God didn't have moral judgments on such matters? But in principle,
If he's the sort of God who has moral judgments on those matters, he's got to have moral judgments on this huge matter of all of these divine image bearers shaking their puny fist at his face and singing with Frank Sinatra, "I did it my way." That's the real nature of sin. Having said that, hell's not a place where people are consigned because they were pretty good blokes but just didn't believe the right stuff. They're consigned there first and foremost because they defy their maker and want to be at the center of the universe. Hell is not filled with people who have already repented, only God isn't gentle enough or good enough to let them out. It's filled with people who for all eternity still want to be at the center of their universe and who persist in their God-defying rebellion. What is God to do? If he says it doesn't matter to him, God is no longer a God to be admired. He's either immoral or positively creepy. For him to act in any other way in the face of such blatant defiance would be to reduce God himself. And so he then poses the question, okay, well, what bothers people the most is that a God will torment people for eternity. It kind of seems vicious. And this is Carson's reply to that. In the first place, the Bible says that there are different degrees of punishment, so I'm not sure it's the same level of intensity for all people. In second place, if God took his hands off this fallen world so that there were no restraints on human wickedness, we would make hell. Thus, if you allow a whole lot of sinners to live somewhere in a confined place where they're not doing damage to anyone but themselves, what do you get but hell? There's a sense in which they're doing it to themselves. It's what they want because they still don't repent. One of the things the Bible does insist is that in the end, not only will justice be done, but justice will be seen to be done, so that every mouth will be stopped. In other words, at the time of judgment, there is nobody in the world who will walk away from the experience saying that they have been treated unfairly by God. Everyone will recognize the fundamental justice in the way God judges them in the world. That's right. Justice is not always done in this world. We see that every day. But on the last day, it will be done for all to see, and no one will be able to complain by saying, "This isn't fair." I know that was like a really long part, but that's just like the best way I've seen anybody articulate it, and so simply. So I really liked that. And then I think it was the next chapter, chapter 10. It's a Jew who he's talking to who found Christ, and that was a really interesting section too. There were so many things that were so interesting and so great about this book, and I really enjoyed it. I'm glad that we got to read this one for my book club, and I'm excited for next month's book also. But we have now gone one day over what this vlog was supposed to be, so I'm gonna end it here. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I hope you've enjoyed coming along a week of reading with me. And I apologize that I forgot to film an intro, and so you just kind of left with just going right into it. But hopefully you enjoyed it nonetheless. So yeah, guys, only 3 books this week. I was a bit slower, but they were decently good books, so I'm glad you guys got to come along with me, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye, guys.